Hi everyone, I'm Oscar and I'm a scientist. In today's video we're going to talk about something that is not strictly green card related. It's about the waiver for in-person interviews that the Department of State has granted for the year 2023. Let's talk about it. So this came out in December, just a couple of weeks ago, and it's an announcement from the Department of Homeland Security in which they say that certain in-person interviews for non-immigrant visas may be waived for the whole year 2023. And if you want to read the information firsthand, you can go to the link that I provide in the description below, click on it, and you can read that announcement. So as you can see, it's about waivers of the interview requirements for certain non-immigrant visas. Again, this is not for green cards, that would be immigrant visas. This is for other types of temporary visas. Why am I talking about this in a channel called Oscar's Green Card? Because many of you prospective do-it-yourself green card applicants are already in the United States, are already under a visa, and may care about this topic. So instead of reading it from here, which is a little bit boring, I just summarize it in bullet points in my slides. So who will this measure affect? Well, certain H2 holders, those are temporary agricultural and non-agricultural workers, so people applying for that kind of visa, but also people applying for student, professor, research scholar, short-term scholars, or specialist visas. Those are FM, academic J only, from the J visa category. And then certain temporary workers who have an individual petition approved by the USCIS, and that includes H1, H3, H4, L, O, P, and Q visa applicants. It does sound like I'm reading the alphabet, but this is actually all the visas that are affected by this positive news. So what are the conditions? So you not only have to be in one of those visa categories, but if you are in one of these ones, H, F, basically all of the ones I already read, H, F, M, academic J, H1, H3, H4, L, O, P, Q, then in order to qualify, you have to never been refused a visa unless that refusal was overcome or waived. And on top of that, you have no apparent ineligibility or potential ineligibility. So that's important. If you have those two, you are eligible for this waiver, so you may not be called for a visa interview. So, and now if we talk specifically about all of them except for the H2, so FM, academic J, H1, H3, H4, LOP, and Q visa applicants, then in order to qualify, you have to be a citizen or national of a country that participates in the visa waiver program, provided that you have no apparent ineligibility or potential ineligibility, and have previously traveled to the US using an authorization obtained via the ESTA, or Electronic System for Travel Authorization. Alright, so those are the conditions that you have to meet in order to qualify for this waiver, but remember that as most of these measures, the waivers are dependent on the officers. In this case, consular officers. They may still require in-person interviews based on a case-by-case basis, also depending on the country that they are based on. Some countries may be more generous than others, so it really depends on the embassy or consulate. Then, in general, applicants that are renewing a visa in the same classification within 48 months of the prior visa's expiration are also eligible for this waiver. And this announcement, this measure, is in effect until the end of this year 2023, December 31st. So in summary, this is great news. This is a continuation of a policy that was already in place recently, and it may save a lot of people a trip to the embassy or consulate, and it may save that extra stress, extra anxiety of having to visit an embassy or a consulate, which is always for us, for the prospective non-immigrants to the United States, is always something that we dread, that we don't really love to do. So, and in many cases, also an economic and financial stress as well, because you have to book a trip to that city where the embassy or consulate is, if you are not in the capital, for example, and you have to arrange for accommodation and all those things. So this is all in all great news for many of you out there. You should know this happening. It may happen if you qualify under these guidelines, but still that doesn't mean that it's 100% for sure, because like we just discussed, it's really dependent on the particular officer. Okay, so that's it from me for this topic. As usual, if you are interested in emigrating to the US in a permanent way under a green card, then EB2NIW category may be interesting for you. You can visit my website, eb2niw.info, where I have tons of free information that you can benefit from, and then you can also download my own I-140 petition, so you can see how you can craft a successful petition to USCIS. I also have adjustment of status packages, I have an ebook, and coming soon is my EB2 NIW course that I hope is going to be ready for everyone in February. Some people already gained early access to it, and it will be a very comprehensive resource full of exclusive, never seen videos that will detail step by step everything that you need to know for the EB2NIW process, so you can be successful. So that's it from me from today, and I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please subscribe, share it with others, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video.